Hey guys, what's going on and welcome back to Triumph Tilt. I'm Ryan and today I'm going to be going over Bitcoin's Elliott Wave count. And I'm going to first start off by showing you my preferred count, which would be this count right here, where this is all wave A, or rather wave 1. This is all wave 2, up for the wave 3, and then we're currently in the wave 4 through a expanded or running flat. So one thing I want to show you guys before we get into it a little bit further is that if you take a Fibonacci time tool from this peak of this wave 1, oops, so I'm going to redo that. So this very peak to this low of this wave 2, and you compare it to this very peak right here. The orthodox top of this wave 3 I have right here, but let's go ahead and assume that it's right here if this is an ending diagonal like this. Let's assume that for a minute. Then if we compare the length of wave 2 in time to the end of this peak, then we're coming into this 1-to-1 extension, which is just basically saying that we're taking the exact same time that it took to complete this wave 2 from this peak, and that would be coming in around the end of December, so December 31st. Yeah. So that's a pretty big Fibonacci time pivot I have right now, personally. That's gonna be something I'm gonna be looking at, especially if we're coming down here on that day, if we're making our way down here. That would be, you can't say for sure, but it's definitely a time pivot to look for if you're looking for a bottom to be put in. What you could also do is compare the length of this wave A to this wave C. In this case, it would be put in a lot later in the year. Well, really next year in March or so. So those are two strategies that I'm using to kind of predict when I think the bottom is going to be put in terms of time. So with that out of the way, let's go into this wave count. I'm not going to go too thoroughly into this wave count today, but I will go into it to kind of show you guys give you guys a brief overview of what I'm looking at. And I have this primary wave 3 ending right here, where this would start this wave A, as an A, B, C, up the wave B, A, B, C, and down for the wave C to complete a flat, as so. The biggest criticism I have of this section right here is that this wave A is so small compared to this wave B and this wave C. If you look at it in terms of price retracement, it's way smaller than this wave C. And if you look at it in terms of the time it took to complete, it's also much smaller than this wave B or this wave C. So that's the biggest criticism I have of this really section right here of this wave A from here to here. But I think it does make the most sense at the end of the day compared to the other counts. Another way you could count it is that this would actually be an ending diagonal to complete this primary wave 3. And that would mean that this is all a W, X, Y. And this would start the next impulse up, presumably the 5th primary wave. So that's how I'm looking at it right now. And also just to go through these other waves, this wave B would be a zigzag through A, B, C. And then we're currently in this wave C. So let's zoom into this wave C to get a better picture of what's going on. Let's go into the 1 hour chart. Alrighty, so this is my preferred count in the lower time frame, which is basically for this minute wave 4, a W, X, Y, X, Z. And I should clarify that this is one of those times on Bitcoin where we just don't really know exactly what's going on, because there is a good case, for example, that this wave 3 could have ended this minute wave 3 ended here. This was a minute wave 4. And then this impulse wave actually ended at this low. And instead of being a minute wave 4, this is actually a minor wave 4. There is a good case for that, so I'm trying to keep all possibilities in mind. But regardless, I am going to tell you guys some targets to the downside that I'd be looking for, whether this is a minor wave 4 or a minute wave 4. So let's go a few steps back, and let's go ahead and assume for this video that this is a minute wave 4. Then in that case, I'm gonna say that I would actually not be surprised if this minor wave 3 or this minute wave 5 ends as a truncated wave, because this wave 3 was so deep, and this wave 4 also retraced quite a lot of this wave 3. So at least on the Bybit chart, if you compare the retracement of this wave 3, or if you pull a Fibonacci retracement tool, this wave 4, the top of this wave 4, came all the way to the golden pocket, which is quite a deep retracement for wave 4, considering how long this wave 3 was. So like I said, I would not be surprised if this wave 5 ends above these lows. And if it does, then some targets I'd be looking for would be around these levels right here, around 44 or 43K. Let's go ahead and see which retracement that would be. Keep in mind, this is the Bybit chart. I know it differs based on what exchange you're trading on. For example, the golden pocket on the Bybit chart comes in around 45K, but I know for the Coinbase chart, it's around 46K. So really do your analysis on the exchange you're trading on. Don't take these levels and try to correlate them or use them on different exchanges, because this low on Bybit was a little bit lower than the lows put in on other exchanges. So yeah, I was going to say that this is the 0.786 retracement, and also coincides with this weekly and this monthly level, as well as the bottom of this channel. So if we do make our way down here in the next few days, that would definitely be a pretty big level I'd be looking at to the downside. Okay, so basically if this level doesn't hold right here between 43 and 44K, I'm going to be looking for one of two things to the downside. And they both involve swing failure type trades, which, if you don't know what a swing failure type trade is, it's basically just taking out a low or a high to take out the stop losses below or above those wicks, and then just making its way back down, or making its way back up. So for example, in this case, one trade I'd be looking for if this level doesn't hold would be, so the loss of this level, and then taking out this low right here. In this case on Bybit, it's 41.3K. It really depends what exchange you're looking at. It could be 42K if you're looking at Coinbase. But in this case, we're on Bybit, and it would take out this low right here, take out the stop losses, and then make its way back up to start the minor wave 4. So that's one option. The second option would be pretty similar. It would actually just be doing the same thing, but taking out this low right here below 39.5K. So the loss of this level, and then coming below these lows, taking out the stop losses, and then making its way back up to start that wave 4. So those are the price targets I'm going to be looking for in the short term. I could go into some price targets for the long term. I'll just do that really quickly. Oops. Well, not the long term per se, but really price targets for this final wave 5. And it really depends if this is a running flat or an expanded flat. Let's assume it's an expanded flat, then I'd probably be looking for around the 1.272 of wave A. So we're not taking it from the orthodox top of wave A, we're taking it from the absolute top of 65 to the very bottom of wave A, just to clarify. And yeah, keep in mind this is the Bybit chart, so the values may vary. But for the 1.272, if this is an expanded flat, then the wave 5, I'd probably be looking somewhere in the mid 20K range. So it would come in around 23K. That's pretty low. We could also come down to the 1.133, which is just, like I mentioned, it could be a swing failure type trade where we just make our way down here, take out the lows, and then make our way back up. But a more common target for an expanded flat would be the 1.272. So that's the case for an expanded flat. For a running flat, you guys already know, probably it's just basically anywhere between the 0.618 retracement of wave B and anywhere above these highs, or rather above these lows. So in this case, it would really be, we could have already bottomed out for all we know if this was somehow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think that's that likely right now because this move seems more corrective than impulsive. But just to give you guys a perspective, that is possible based on the depth of the retracement, that this could have been an expanded flat. But yeah, anywhere between here and here. I know these are pretty wide targets, so it's kind of hard to say where it's going to bottom out as of now. It really depends if you think this is going to be a running flat or an expanded flat. Alright guys, I'm just going to keep it at that for now. Today I will be going into some more depth in some future videos, but for this video I just wanted to keep it short and simple to show you guys this one preferred account that I have right now on Bitcoin. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you want to see me do next. If you want to see me do some more Elliott Wave counts on altcoins, for example, I'd be happy to do those too. So let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.